Thank you very much at the outset for coming here. I know Gurugram is not the easiest place for most of you to come, but sorry for this inconvenience. We had a very good time to share this wonderful news with you. So at the outset, thank you very much for coming such a short notice and to Gurugram. What I will do is I will introduce the people sitting here with me, and then I will ask our CEO, Business Unit President, Mr. Krishnakumar, to share the good news with you, and then followed by David Richardson. Sitting to my left is Mr. Vijay Parsuraman. He is the Vice President of Marketing and Brands for the Coca-Cola India and Southwest Asia. To his left is our friend from the International Cricket Council, Mr. David Richardson, the CEO of International Cricket Council. And to his left is Mr. P. Krishnakumar, a familiar face with some of you. He is the Business Unit President for the Coca-Cola India and Southwest Asia. I will request Mr. Krishnakumar, we fondly call him KK, many of you call him KK. I'll ask KK to share the wonderful news for which we have got all of you in this room, and then we will take the proceedings further. Over to you, KK.
Thanks, Ishtiaq. Good afternoon, and I really thank each and every one of you for being able to make it to this event. I know logistically this is not the best location, so an extra mention of thanks to each of you. Today is a pretty important day for us. We are announcing today a strategic tie-up with the International Cricket Council, and that is why Mr. David Richardson is here. This strategic tie-up would involve us being an exclusive non-alcoholic ready-to-drink beverage partner with the ICC for the next 5 years, and this is also going to start a journey for us to work with the International Cricket Council in their pursuit of extending cricket footprint and also ensuring really building up the game. From our perspective, this is a very important and great moment because we are re-entering cricket with ICC. As I have been talking to most of you, we are in this process of building a consumer-centric portfolio across the world and in this region of India and Southwest Asia. And as we are going on this journey, we are concentrating on building not only global portfolio or global properties like the Olympics or the FIFA World Cup. We are also really flanking it with fair amount of activity in building local portfolios which are relevant for India and Southeast Asia. As we build this consumer centricity, this has to get extended into activities and sports which are local and hyper-local, like cricket, which is more than a passion in India and Southeast Asia, where cricket it goes much beyond passion. It is really upliftment, it is happiness, it is everyday moment of joy for people. So we have great joy, and it's an honor to partner with ICC to really work with them in terms of taking this game forward. So that is the announcement I have, and I'm going to hand it over to David to really take it forward.
Thank you, KK, thank you, Vijay, for the warm welcome this morning. Good afternoon now to everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to be here today with you to make this announcement and to celebrate the fact that Coca-Cola is coming back into the cricket family. As an organization, as a youngster growing up in South Africa, Coke was very much part of the life in South Africa, and throughout my career I always drank Coke at drinks breaks. Even when these energy drinks came in, I stuck with Coke. And the fact that you guys love cricket as much as you do, your knowledge about cricket, it shows even in the preparation for today. I don't know if you've noticed, but the pitch that they've prepared is perfect for Indian conditions. Very little grass, it's brown and hard, and very little grass. In South Africa you would have had a pitch more this colour than this one. So it's fantastic, and I'm sure we're all looking forward to working with Coke in the future. I think that both of us, Coke and the ICC, are in for a treat, and and fans are in for a treat as we work together to make sure that we not only grow the Coca-Cola brand around the world and all your different brands, but certainly as we look to grow the game of cricket around the world. And certainly cricket is a wonderful platform for any brands to be associated with. We have over 1 billion fans globally. At least 70%, 700 million of those are actually interested in all formats of the game, not just one. And so we take great pride in the fact that we've got a format for everybody, a time and a place for everything. And I think you could say the same about our events, our bouquet of events. The first one coming up obviously is the World Cup in the UK next year, or this year now. 10 teams, 10 best teams in the world, fighting it out. I think we should be in for a treat of some very competitive cricket. We were just talking in the room prior to coming in here. Very difficult to pick a winner. Obviously India playing well. England probably have got their best one-day team that they've had for many years. And there are no expectations on South Africa this time to do anything, so maybe they will just do something and then won't choke at the end. So we're really looking forward to that event. And after that, there's also so much to look forward to. We then have the two 2020 events in Australia in 2020, women's and women's event, followed very quickly by the first World Test Championship final and the Women's World Cup in New Zealand, under 19 World Cup, and of course then 2 events in India, the next iteration of the T20 World Cup in 21, at the end of 21, and the World Cup itself in 2023. So much to look forward to. Our fans are probably the most passionate sporting fans you can find in any sport. And they not only come to the grounds and support their teams with passion and excitement, but also they follow the game in every conceivable, or through every conceivable means, whether it's watching on TV, following on their phones, on their iPads, you name it, everything they do with enthusiasm. So hopefully it will be a really worthwhile partnership for Coca-Cola going forward. I think they will bring a lot to our events, and we certainly, as I said, looking forward to working with Coke for the next 5 years. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, David. And before we open it for the question and answer, I just want to take a small pause. And because you've come all the way to Gurugram, there should be some pleasant surprise to you, right? So can we reveal the surprise to all these friends of ours who are sitting in the room? Do you recognize this trophy? This is the one that we lifted in 2011. Remember the last winning six by MS Dhoni? There it is for you. Do you want to take it?
नीचे बैठ जाओ भैया यार कमाल है वो मोबाइल नीचे कर ले भैया नीचे करो वो नीचे कर ले
Thank you very much. Now we'll open the session for the question and answer. So please, so my request to you is if you could just introduce yourself and ask the question, and if you have any specific question to any of us, please direct it, and please keep it precise and short, and if you could just keep it to this announcement, it will be really wonderful. Thank you. So we are open for the Q&A.
Wait for the mic.
Spends Coke will be making over the next 5 years, or the kind of yearly payout? Any comments on that?
When you negotiate the deal well, you don't talk about the negotiations, right? It is between friends, why talk about money?
My question is for you. Recently, 2020 T20 World Cup schedule has been launched, but there is no India-Pakistan match in the league stages. Any comments on that? Because from 2015, the tradition has been on by ICC. Every time in ICC tournament, we are watching India-Pakistan match, not for the 2020 T20.
Even in past events, we've always tried to put the group together in a way that has credibility and is based on rankings. There are different ways of doing that. One of them is called the snake method. So you've got rank number 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, or you can go 1, 2 and 3, 4. So there are different ways of doing that as long as the groups are of equal quality in each group. We find if Pakistan happens to be in the same group as India, it works out well, we'll go with that. Obviously the world likes to see the two teams playing against each other. In this case, however, again, the rankings were used as the basis for allocating the teams in the groups. In this case, Pakistan were number 1 in the rankings at the cut-off date, and India number 2. So, if you're going to maintain the integrity and the credibility of the groups, we found no credible way of putting them in the same group, and therefore they are in separate groups. Hopefully, from a world perspective, they will be in the semi-finals and quarterfinals.
Excuse me, my question is to Mr. Dave. You just mentioned that India is a very strong contender to win World Cup. So, but today they were bowled out for 92. So, what's your take on that?
Every dog has his day.
Yes, the next one. Okay. Just introduce yourself and then ask the question. It will be easier. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, please. Yes.
I'm Bob Sharma. I'm from Nepal. I'm from the Himalayan Times. One question to people from the Coke. Well, Coke is a very global brand, right? I mean, people from Kathmandu, Kentucky, and from Gurugram to probably Guatemala drink Coke. But cricket is still very Indian. Or it's famous in very few countries. So why is Coke partnering with ICC?
Can I answer that question first? We'll just make a point.
Well, I have a question for you as well.
The Paul have just won their first ODI series by beating the UAE in the UAE.
So let's restrict it to one question. If you don't mind, we'll come back to you. We have some time. If you want to answer.
Well, I think the way we look at it is, we are here to ensure that we are relevant to consumers across the world. Cricket is a game which is not really only Indian now. It's as much of a passion in Bangladesh, as much of a passion in Sri Lanka. The English invented it, the Australians loved it, New Zealand is pretty excited about it. So we really have about 25 to 30% of the population of the world already pretty obsessed with the game. And it is also expanding its footprint. That's what ICC is trying to do, to get it to other countries where the footprint doesn't exist. And so we believe it really works very well for us. We are a global company which loves to really take anything global. We have the experience of doing that with our product. So it's great to work with ICC in their pursuit of getting that. And secondly, we want to be very relevant locally. I mean, we have about 1.7 billion people in and around our country who really love this game. And so we are very keen on engaging with them in a relevant manner as we pursue, along with ICC, this interest of taking this game forward.
Next question. Yeah.
Questions to Mr. Richardson. Are you happy with the way ICC has taken steps to curb the anti-corruption, regarding anti-corruption? Are you happy with the steps that ICC has taken and satisfied with the progress?
It's not only about anti-corruption, it's also about player conduct. In recent times, we've had some ugly incidents around the world, and we've taken really firm steps there to make sure that everybody understands that the spirit of cricket is something unique to cricket and something that we need to protect. And on the anti-corruption side, in recent years, we've taken a much more proactive approach to trying to disrupt these unscrupulous individuals that wander around the earth trying to fix cricket matches. And in the past, we've more or less said, okay, let's educate the players, let's try and keep them doing the right thing, but we actually haven't taken any steps to take action against these criminals. And that's the change. We're now trying to disrupt them as much as possible. And what the players have been very good at is they report any approach that gets made. So you might read more about anti-corruption measures in the media, but that's not because it's getting worse, it's because we are actually trying to do much more to disrupt these, as I say, this criminal element that is trying to disrupt not only our game, but other sports as well.
Yeah. Next, okay. At the back here, please.
Hi, thanks for Mr. Richardson. I'm Dave from Cricket Next. Mr. Richardson, you will be stepping away from the ICC after a long run. How would you sum up this journey, the high points and maybe any low points, etc.?
Yes, I've been with the ICC now for 17 years, and in that time, it's taken maybe a lot longer than we would have liked to introduce certain things. It took us a long time to convince India that DRS was a good thing. Probably because of the first trial where we had it, all the decisions seemed to go against India. So we battled to persuade Anil Kumble and these chaps that actually DRS could work. But eventually we got that in. So I think the work that we've done on the technology side, and in particular the work that we've only recently succeeded with in getting proper context and format for all versions of the game, in particular Test cricket. Yes, we've had the rankings in the past, but quite frankly, the sport only takes off. Cricket really took off in India when India won the World Cup back in the 1980s. And I think having a World Test Championship to look forward to, a final in the year 2021, I think finally we convinced members that having a league, a proper Test league was worthwhile. And probably that stands out for me as one of the things that I'll be particularly pleased with.
Yeah. Next one.
What do you expect from India in this event?
In the World Cup itself?
Yes.
Well, as I said, it's going to be very difficult to call a winner. But I think where India has really made progress over the last 4 or 5 years actually has been in the field. So going back to Ganguly's time, he just started to make a real impression batting-wise. Ganguly, Laxman, Dravid, Tendulkar, obviously, all these guys were great with the bat. But sometimes they weren't as athletic or as strong as some of the other teams in the field. And this is where today's Indian team is so much different. So I think they are going to be exceptionally difficult to beat in the World Cup coming up.
I'm Rajat from President of India. My question is that recently the ICC asked BCCI to pay the tax exemptions that they couldn't get into the 2016 World Cup. So, is there any threat of India losing the hosting rights for the Champions Trophy and the World Cup?
Well, the Champions Trophy is no more, so we're talking about another T20 event in 21 and then the World Cup in 23. Getting the tax exemption is important for world cricket. Every cent that gets made by ICC, every cent that is generated revenue-wise is put back into the game and goes to countries like the West Indies who perhaps don't generate as much revenues themselves. So it's very important that we safeguard the revenues. But having said that, there are no plans. Yes, we would like to get the tax exemption, and I'm sure that hopefully we will get it in the end. So I think it's way too premature to even think and contemplate us moving those events out of India.
My request to all of you, because this is a wonderful partnership that has come together, if you could just restrict it to that and talk about that, that would really be good. Any other question?
How do you protect the cultural relations between the nations during the
I suppose all sport can say that it has the power to unite different cultures, and cricket, we say, is more capable of doing that than any other sport. And at our events, we've seen that there might be friction at government level or political level between certain countries. India, Pakistan being an example. But at the event itself, fans from both countries can sit side by side and hopefully promote what cricket is all about, the spirit of cricket. So our events are a great platform for us to do exactly that.
On that good note, thank you very much. Thank you for coming, and really appreciate your presence here. Thank you very much. Please join us.